Hi, my name's Elise, aka Assassin Agent, and welcome to my channel. Do you ever have a plan and you're really excited for it, and then everything just kind of gets flipped upside down? Because that's how things have been going for me. I mean, 2020 has been just a horrible year in general, just across the board for everyone in every way. My experience just in general as a gamer has also been not so great lately. And so for today's video, I need to go on a rant. But if you looked at the title below, it's not all doom and gloom. There is a little bit of fun, a little bit of what I hope is the light at the end of the tunnel, because I did finally just get my hands on an Xbox Series X, and I do plan to unbox that for this video, so I'm very excited about that. For me, it all started back when I was awaiting my Oculus Quest 2. If you look at my videos, you'll see that I actually did an unboxing, and I do want to say I had a lot of fun unboxing it, and I've had a lot of fun playing my Quest 2. However, you'll notice in that video that I do mention that I wasn't supposed to be getting just the headset that day and what is naturally bundled with it. I did order one of the add-on accessories as well, which was the Elite head strap. And unfortunately, it didn't arrive that day, even though it was originally supposed to. I was hopeful in that video that things would turn out soon, but they went horribly wrong. Essentially, I was supposed to get the Elite head strap and the entire headset and everything that came with it on October 13th. By October 16th, I still hadn't had the Elite strap, and when I checked online, there wasn't even confirmation that it had shipped yet. So I reached out to customer service and asked them if they had any insight on what was going on. They responded back that same day and let me know that they would investigate. But after that, I didn't hear back. So by October 20th, I had to follow up again and say, hey, do you have an update for me? And they responded back and said, yes, we looked into it and your order has processed. But I was still worried because that wasn't really a guarantee that it had shipped or would be shipping. I had no idea when I was getting it. And I let them know at this point, it's been a week since it was originally supposed to arrive. So could they at least give me an estimate of when I should now expect to get it? They could not. So I waited and I waited, and I'm getting quite frustrated because I can see that retail stores are selling the accessories and it's no big deal to get them right away from a retail store. Finally, I lost my patience and I placed another order, but through Best Buy. That arrives very quickly, just fine. And as I'm about to tell Oculus now to please just cancel my order, they actually reached back out to me first and they let me know, oh, sorry, we had an error in our processing and you're not getting an Elite strap. Now, of course, at this point, I already solved the problem myself. I already have an Elite strap and I love it. It's, for me personally, it's much better than the cloth strap that has been kind of slipping around. But I'm upset with customer service because this was so dragged out. They assured me that, this accessory was coming, and I feel like they basically lied. And for them to write an email that just kind of sounded like, oops, sorry, and they weren't going to try and process another order. Not that I needed one because I already got my Elite strap from Best Buy, but they weren't going to make any effort whatsoever to make this up to me. And I just feel that that is really bad customer service and really quite unacceptable. And the other thing too is at the time that they let me know this was now November 11th, nearly a month after I was supposed to get that item. And of course, you might know that by that date, there had been a lot of other drama swirling around on a lot of other things, especially in the world of Xbox. For starters, I know that Halo Infinite had been delayed and then it would be delayed for a year. Game delays are always disappointing, but not something I was necessarily mad about. So but I still had that disappointment on top of things. And I was, trying to get my hands on an Xbox Series X and failing left and right. I had failed completely at getting pre-orders. And once it launched for real and it was just, placing a normal order, I was still not able to get my hands on one. And at first I thought, it's frustrating how difficult it is to get an Xbox Series X, which is what I wanted. But with Halo being delayed and Destiny Beyond Light had come out, but I could play it just fine on my Xbox One, I thought, okay, this is a lot of work and frustrating, but if it takes a while, it takes a while. There's nothing I really need it for right away, right? As many of you know, Cyberpunk 2077 was supposed to come out in November, but then had one final delay and was pushed to December. When it finally came out this December, I still had not been able to get an Xbox Series X. So my frustration with getting an Xbox Series X is growing. But Cyberpunk comes out, I was able to pre-order it, I was able to start playing it on my Xbox One. I think you know where this is going. I do want to say that I decided to get the game after watching trailers and being really interested by the storyline and the gameplay. So the graphics were never really an element that was pulling me in. I was never like, oh, I want to play it because the graphics are so cool. However, on day one, the graphics to me were so shocking that I thought something must actually be wrong with my TV or the settings on my Xbox One. Come to find out that's not the case. That's just the way it plays on the console. They were reminding me of games that I had played back in the early 2000s. So to me, on an Xbox One, these graphics were looking like they were 15 to almost 20 years old. And the entire game was slightly out of focus, to the point where after an hour of playing, I had to stop and turn it off because I had a headache so bad. Like a headache like I haven't had in a long time. And that's not okay. And not once had I seen any gameplay or trailers or anything that would give any inkling that the graphics would be quite this bad on the Xbox One. So yeah, I do have to side with the people saying that they didn't feel like they knew what they were buying, and it wasn't fair. That game was not ready for the previous generation consoles, and it shouldn't have been sold at full price like it was a full game ready to go when it clearly wasn't. And to me, because I had to stop playing because I had such a bad headache, the game was literally unplayable. I also was quite frustrated at this point when I had been looking up online what's been going on, what's the deal, and I'd seen a lot of people that were saying, hey, you should know this game wasn't really made for these consoles. If you want a better experience, you should play on the next generation consoles or on a PC. So obviously I would play on a next-gen console if I could, but I can't get one. And as far as PCs go, in case you don't know, you have to have a good graphics card in order to play Cyberpunk well, and the graphics cards are harder to get your hands on than the next-gen consoles. So to say we should just play it on a next-gen console or a PC is completely unreasonable. And then amidst all of this, to just add a little bit more, unfortunately, I was really disappointed to find out that Overcooked All You Could Eat was only being made available for the next-gen consoles. Whereas I was really hoping that I could play it on my Xbox One or my Nintendo Switch, and then finding out that that wasn't an option, that was quite a bummer. However, I found out about that, of course, before I started playing Cyberpunk, and when I started playing Cyberpunk and saw how much of a bad experience that was on my Xbox One, I kind of had a little bit of a better understanding and appreciation for when developers decide to launch something for only a certain console or just the PC or whatever, and they don't make it available on every system. And it's better to just be told no, I think, than to be given a game that just seems broken. You might be wondering what I decided to do when I had such a bad experience with Cyberpunk 2077, especially because a lot of folks have been getting refunds. So did I get a refund? No. As frustrated as I was, I'm the type of person who likes to have a little bit of hope and see how things could get better. And with that, I have to disclose that I am a huge fan of Anthem. And for those that don't know, that's a game that came out in 2019 and got a very, very bad reputation because it too had a lot of really massive problems in the beginning, especially with it crashing, but also didn't seem to have a ton of game content within it itself. So a lot of people said that it didn't look like it was ready, it didn't look like it was fully done, and a lot of people were really mad about it. And I was one of the ones who I was frustrated too, but I kept trying to play it and try to make it work. And I also honestly, I was pretty happy with the dialogue that I was seeing on social media between the gaming developers and the gaming community about the issues that game had. And I felt that the developers were really trying to listen to the concerns of the community, and I felt that they patched the most critical things, at least, pretty quickly. And I always thought that the way that the javelins flew in that game was really unique and something really special, and that was something I really loved. So I became quite a fan. And again, I know other people hate the game, so I'm sorry, but this is just the way that I feel. And I'm excited for the reboot if and when it comes out. And remembering that experience that I had with Anthem, right now I'm just trying to take a similar approach with Cyberpunk, which is that it has a lot of issues. The form that it was sold to us in was unacceptable, and that's not okay. They should be offering refunds. It should not be made available right now to people on an Xbox One or PS4. But now that I have it, I want to see where it goes. And with that, transitioning to some good news, I did eventually get my hands on an Xbox Series X. So after many failed attempts in getting an Xbox Series X, I finally was able to get my hands on one on December 15th. And it was through Best Buy. So again, Best Buy was the ones who saved me with that Elite strap issue with the Quest 2. And they were eventually the ones who saved me with this Xbox Series X situation. So I have to give some props to Best Buy right now. They are definitely my friend. The other thing though is that the day that I got it, on December 15th, Best Buy was releasing Xboxes in batches. So I had gotten a notification that they were going to be releasing them, they said after what was going to be 8 a.m. my time. I thought it was interesting that they said the word after. Of course, I'm online trying to get my hands on one right at 8 a.m. Things seemed to be kind of spazzing out and crashing, and I thought, oh, here we go again. It wasn't quite clear if they actually sold anything right at 8 a.m., but I did remember that they said after. And sure enough, I started getting pop-ups from Best Buy explaining that they were releasing them in batches throughout the day. It wasn't a one and done. So I ultimately used the app, signed into my account, ready to go, which helps you for faster checkout, by the way. And I just had a little bit of patience. And finally, by the afternoon, I had the add to cart button available, and I clicked it, and I was able to purchase it in like under 60 seconds. Not saying necessarily that this method is going to work for you, but after so many failed attempts, this approach with the Best Buy app and them doing batches throughout the day, I think was really helpful. And yeah, kudos to Best Buy right now. So I do have it. I'm excited to unbox it today and then hopefully have a better experience with Cyberpunk and a better experience just in general. I can finally play Overcooked All You Can Eat. And I'm just really hoping that this is maybe the light at the end of the tunnel of a couple of really rough months in gaming. Need some scissors. They got Halo pictures on here, and unfortunately we won't get to play Halo for a while. But like I said earlier, it's sad, but I'm okay with it. Because if they are going to use the year to make the game really spectacular for me, that's worth it. So I think all the tape has now been cut. There were 4 pieces total. Ooh, it just kind of like popped. Okay. Open. Oh my gosh. Okay, again, I do a terrible unboxing in the sense that like you did not see what I saw. So I love how like it just popped open. The Xbox is basically right there. There's a little bit of wrapping around it, but not like a box that I have to dig through. So that's cool. Love the green inside. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. Ooh. Wow. And I know people have said this, but wow, that is, okay. And like I said, I've seen this so many times, but it's kind of cool to actually unbox it myself and know that it's mine. So inside, there's like the simplest little card of instructions. There is, I'm not showing it very well, but like in the box, so it's all, like the Xbox is right here, is pretty simple. But then it's got this, I started to kind of open it, it's got this back compartment. Oh. So that's where I'm going to find my cords. It does come with an HDMI cord, very nice. Power cord, instructions, always very important. So we got the Xbox controller that came with it as well. Okay, and 2 AA batteries. They actually give you batteries when you need batteries. Again, I've had other pieces of technology that require batteries. I actually just ordered one yesterday. They were LED lights. And batteries aren't included, Which, I mean, yeah, you can get them anywhere. But if you're gonna put in the batteries with the product, I think that's just always a nice touch. Yeah, overall, that was like a really, really simple unboxing experience, which is very nice. I'm excited. I hope everything runs properly. I mean, with the luck that I've been having, that we've all been having this year, I'm like nervous for other things to go wrong right now, to be honest. But I'm at the very least going to take a moment to be very grateful that I have my very own Xbox Series X finally. And I'm just going to enjoy this moment. And I hope that very soon everyone who's wanted an Xbox Series X or S or even a PS5, I really, really do hope that you're able to find one way or another. That wraps up my rant and my unboxing mashup video. I guess that's what I'm calling it. I hope you enjoyed today's content. I hope that my experiences might help someone who is going through similar struggles, but at the very least I do hope that you enjoyed today's content. If so, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you've in general been liking the content that you've been seeing on this channel, be sure to subscribe as well. Until next time, like I said, I've got some gaming to do.